Hello everyone and welcome to On the Hook Crochet with Jeannie. And this is what we find out what's on the hook today. Well, on the hook today are 2 monthly subscriptions, and one is for KnitCrate, one is for Maxim. And I'm going to open these and discuss them just a little bit with you so you can kind of see what's coming in the monthly mail to me. So here we go. The first is, of course, KnitCrate, and I am totally late to the party on this because they didn't ship out my KnitCrate until weeks after they had shipped the first one. So they're dribbling in a little at a time, and I'm seeing some YouTubes of people opening their KnitCrate. So I'm not going to reiterate everything. I would like to just tell you a little bit about it. First of all, there are a couple of extras in here, and one is ladybug buttons. I'm sure you've seen these on the web. And this is also a stitch marker. And if you'll notice, it is not for crochet. It is for knitting. Okay, not for crochet. So remember that. This is pretty and all, but what I'll have to do is instead of using it as a stitch marker, because I'm strictly a crocheter, I'm going to tie it at the end of this blue scarf. And you may have remembered this from a few videos ago. I'm going to hang it, sew it on here. Well, I can get it under there. I'm going to sew it on here right at the end. See, it's blue, it's perfect. I'm just going to use it that way because I won't be using it as a stitch marker because it is a closed circle at the end, and you cannot mark crochet fabric or crochet stitches with a closed circle stitch marker. So it's not useful to me as a stitch marker. What would have been a nice thing to do is put one in there that could be used for both. Or put 2 in there, one for crochet and one for knit. You can give it to a knitting friend if you don't knit, or you can use them both if you're bi-stitchual, or you can use the crochet one and, not worry about the other one. Anyway, this is one of the extras that were in there. The ladybug buttons are going in the giveaway box. So whoever wins that, when I reach a milestone, whatever that is, will get the ladybug buttons. I don't have any granddaughters and probably won't have any. So I have grandsons, and that won't be going on any of their items. And I personally don't plan to be sewing or knitting anything for girls in the near future. So I'm just going to give those away. Those are cute, ladybug buttons, but first of all, they had nothing to do with the yarn that's in the box. I don't know where they got these or why they got these. They're cute and all, but as far as using them, it's, not everybody can use those. But that's okay. They put them in the box, not a problem. This is the yarn that was in the box. It's pretty. It's based on farmer's market colors, and it's mostly citrus, pink, grapefruit, yellow lemons. Oh, there's some orange in there. Orange for orange. Orange, pretty orange color. And it has 439 yards, but it is a sock weight. It's very, very tiny, and not a favorite of crocheters, I don't think, but you might need more than this to do a crocheted item. I don't know. I won't be making a hat out of it because it's not the right colors for wintertime, and nobody wears hats in the spring. Sorry, I said that. I don't know that for sure, but I don't. And the colors are okay. I'm not thrilled with the colors. If I had enough on here, I might make a little tank top or something, but I'm not even sure there's enough for that because my tank top took 630 yards of number 2. This is a number 1 according to what I've looked at on the web. Sock yarn is smaller than fingering yarn, and fingering yarn is a number 2, so it's between a 1 and a 2, I guess. That's probably not enough yards for me to make what I'd like to make, but I'll keep it, and I will not be buying any more of this color because it's not my favorite. I'm sure a lot of people loved it, but I don't love it. So when I figure out what I can do with it, I'll do something with it. So that's the KnitCrate for this month. And I know I'm whining and all that, but I wanted to tell you about this. And I'm sure you've seen this 1,000 times. But this is the May 2019 Inspirations booklet that KnitCrate puts out. It's very beautiful. I love to read it. This month, they have let us down as far as crocheters go. We have one crochet pattern for socks of all things. Who makes crocheted socks? I don't know anybody that does. And I'll tell you why. Because they're not comfortable. Crochet does not lend itself to making socks. It makes everything else but socks. So putting a crochet pattern in for socks is just an academic thing that they did to placate the crocheters. And I'm sorry, but that's kind of how I feel. Because the other patterns are for knit. Knit, knit, and knit. This is a PDF that you can download, but it's a knit pattern. So they have basically ignored the crocheters and given them a sock pattern. And what I wrote on the survey that they sent out a postcard. I think it was actually in the box. I put it over here by my desk because I wanted to send out the survey. And I did that earlier today, and I did say the same things I'm saying to you. What I said was, if I wanted to make socks, I would have signed up for the sock crate. I mean, I don't know if there are any crocheted socks in there. I really doubt it. But if I wanted to make socks, I would have signed up for that. I don't make socks, I crochet. And until they understand who their market is in that regard, they're going to leave us out. Because I even noticed on this yarn that there's not even a crochet hook suggestion on here. It's only for knitting. And if they want crocheters to use this, they really ought to start addressing crocheters on the yarn ball and in the book. And I'm not going to quit KnitCrate because of that. I just want to give them a good suggestion because crocheters are becoming a huge number of crafters. There are a lot of people who only crochet, and you'll find them all over YouTube, all over the web. And there are plenty of people who do not knit, or they can knit, but they choose not to knit. They choose to crochet. So when you have a very nice monthly subscription box going out, it should address crocheters as well, or you're going to lose crocheting subscriptions. Now, you won't lose mine because I like to keep up with what's going on. And until this point, you have addressed crocheters fairly well, I have to say. But this month, you've really let us down. I'm so sorry, but I just had to say that. And I did disclose that in the survey that I sent back to them. They had asked us for our input, and I gave it to them. The same thing I'm telling y'all, that I think the yarn should address crocheters, the booklet should address crocheters, and the extras should address crocheters. And not just crocheters, but crocheters and knitters. There are plenty of things that you can send out that both crafts could use, but this is strictly a knitting stitch marker, and totally useless for a crocheter except to sew at the end of a scarf. So, you know, I can still do that, but I just wanted to whine a little bit about that because I'm totally disappointed as far as a crocheter goes. And who is going to make these? You know what I'm saying? I mean, in the color and in the stitches, that looks very uncomfortable to me. It's just too ridgy, too many holes, and socks just don't lend themselves to crocheting, only knitting. So again, I'm whining about it, but they go into huge detail. And another thing I wanted to say, and I didn't say on my survey, but this is a pair of crocheted socks, and the skill level is advanced. Advanced socks, okay? Think about that. Think about that. They should be addressing beginning, advanced beginning, maybe intermediate, but never an advanced pattern in a monthly subscription box, because you get all types of crafters. Beginning crafters, decent, you know, crafters that know a lot about what they're doing, and advanced crafters that want a big challenge. I'm sorry, but one pair of crocheted socks in an advanced pattern is not happening with me. I just don't understand it. The marketers should have picked up on that. So they may not have enough crocheters on their staff, or they have crochet knitters who, you know, don't care about crochet. They'll just knit when they want to. So that doesn't address people who only crochet. That's the last time I'm going to address that. I'm sorry, but I just really wanted to say that because I felt it very important that the marketing department of KnitCrate should take that into consideration. Or as an alternative, they could have a crochet subscription box and address crochet in every way possible. But you know, I'm willing to put up with the knitting crate, but I don't want to be ignored. And that's basically what we were this month. So that's my opinion. I'm sticking to it. All right, and I'm not in a bad mood today. I just, you know, really disappointed in that. But I'm not going to quit over it. I refuse to quit over it. They're not going to kick me out that quick. All right, I'm opening a Mary Maxim bag because I'm on the edge here with Mary Maxim. The last thing they sent me was yarn to make a huge cardigan, long, you know, down to your knees cardigan. And I did a video about it, and I talked about it, and I started making it. I made about this much of it, and I wasn't all that thrilled with it. I didn't really want to wear that as a cardigan in that particular yarn. Here is the yarn that they sent. It's Cotton Fair. I love Cotton Fair. I actually use that to make my America tank, and I really, really like it. It's soft. It's small, but it's soft. It crochets up very beautifully. But the pattern they sent was not appropriate for this particular yarn because it takes too long to make it. And to me, that's just too long. Now, maybe I'm the only one that thought that, but I was bored already by just doing a few rows of it. And Rachel, I'll put her YouTube address down in the description box. She first said, I didn't like this. I've worked on it, and she's much farther along than I was. And she was not terribly pleased with it either. So I'm going to use this yarn to make something different. So Mary Maxim's, I would have never bought 4 balls of it. I only used 2 balls to make my tank, which is probably something I would make out of it. I don't think I'd make a full sweater out of it because the yarn is too small and it's a summer color. So I probably wouldn't do that. The pattern was not useful to me. After I started working on it, I realized I wasn't going to make that, and it wasn't going to be a good look for me. So even if I would shorten it. So I just said, no, I'm not going to do that, and it sat over in the corner, and I thought, I'm going to wait till the next Mary Maxim comes out. And because I only concentrate on wearable crochet style, which means things that you actually wear, I'm not going to spend my time making other things. So if a subscription comes in so many times with other things, things other than something to wear, then I will probably just drop it. In my opinion, there were probably people out there that absolutely loved it, and I wish them the best. But I've got my new subscription for Mary Maxim, and I'm going to look at it. If it's something not to wear, I will probably not continue with them. Now, let's see what this is. Oh. Okay. Here you go. Towels and dishcloths. I don't make either one of those. I make dishcloths, but I probably, let's see what this is made out of. It's made out of cotton, 85 cotton, 15 polyester, and this is the yarn that they sent. Looks like green and blues with white here, and then I don't know what this is, blue and white and blue, the two colors of blue and the white. I just don't think I'll be making that. So you might find this in the giveaway. I know y'all are cheering, yay, Jeanne's not going to make that. But I'm probably going to cancel my Mary Maxim subscription. This is, the yarn is nice enough, but I can order it on my own and use my own patterns. And it is a surprise when it comes in the mail. It is a surprise. And it's not extremely expensive. KnitCrate, I still like KnitCrate. 9 times out of 10, the yarn is quite beautiful and it's nicely done, and it's of a good quality, and I can eventually use it, so I'm not worried about that so much. But this is probably something I'm not going to make, towels and dishcloths. I'm just not going to do it. So that's that. Those are my 2 monthly subscription boxes opening, and I will probably cancel Mary Maxim. I've got Crochet Surprise coming, and KnitCrate coming, and the Malabrigo KnitCrate, which only comes once every quarter. So I think I'm going to just stick with those for now, and I'm going to do that. So I just wanted to hop on and open these 2 monthly subscriptions so you can kind of see what comes. You might absolutely love both of these and think they're the best thing since sliced bread. And that's why you could have a monthly subscription and I could drop off. So, you know, it's all up to the person that receives it in the mail every month. And because I concentrate on wearable crochet, I would rather not receive things that are not wearable. So anyway, I am signing off, and I hope you'll join me next time. Let me find my hook. Join me next time to find out what's on the hook.